All right, good day everyone. Thanks for joining us. This is a crypto flight edition. Fellow compadre speaking. This will be a quick video. I just want to explore the charts with everyone. Yes, on the last video post, we were not as accurate as we thought we would be, but I'd like to go over a line in the sand for everyone on the weekly candles, as well as a time frame that I think I've discovered here. And again, a short video, so let's get right into it, guys. Welcome back, loyal family. If you're new here, we only explore price action. Thanks for sticking around, loyal subscribers. Let's dive into the charts here. Sure. So today's November the 3rd, 2025, and the current price of Dogecoin, 17 cents, slightly positive 1.7% for the day. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So let's stay focused. Again, on our last video post, we thought Dogecoin would be going to the upside. Our entry point was about 23.5. Okay, and then we added to our position at about 1980. We're currently down on those positions. So yes, we're still invested. However, it's only 40% of our total position. So at this point, we'll just be hurry up and wait for the price to move higher, because again, we have a line in the sand as well as a time frame that we'll go ahead and explore right now. So the one thing that I wanted to show you guys is I'm only focusing on price action above this red line. That red line is at about 0.07. If you're new with us, we've had these levels on the chart for well over a year at this point, getting all the long-term investors prepared for the long-term investment opportunities here in the Dogecoin market. So again, hopefully we're leaving links for that video. I don't want to get too much into that. But one thing that I did notice, which is a little bit arbitrary, but I'll go over it anyway, is the time frame. Now, the one way that I was able to, again, this is arbitrary, but I'm going to show it to you anyway. I put descending lines on the chart, again, focusing on price action just above that red line. And I just kind of started right over here, if you're looking at the screen, in this little range starting at about December 2023, little price action over here, here, right? So I just put like little descending lines. So let's go ahead and start it out. Nothing's rehearsed, so just kind of be patient with me here. But the first descending line, I think it was like 49 days, something like that. And by no means am I showing like a bull flag or anything like that. Again, I'm just focusing on the time. I think that one's approximately 56 days. Okay, so the next descending line right about here. Stick with me there. I'm actually going to make a point here. So that descending line, okay, and that's at about March 2024, stretches on over to approximately September 2024. That's about 175 days. I think that's the longest, but let's just do a couple more here. That one there, breakout right there. That's 147 days. So the highest that we have right now is at about 175 days. Let's go ahead and measure that one out. I think that was like 49 or something like that. Okay, so that's about like 35, 42-ish days. And last but not least, let's go ahead and pull this descending line right around here. Okay. So the reason that I pull all the descending lines is just to kind of get an understanding of how long does it take for the sellers to continue to push the markets down. Because if you're new here, maybe this may not make sense, but what's going on right now is controlled selling. So if you notice, the price is just kind of slow, methodically moving down. That's what I consider controlled selling, because I have experience with looking at price and understanding what's going on. It's not always 100% guaranteed. However, it does appear that slow, methodical buying and selling is going on simultaneously. And the way that I've measured that is, again, by looking at all the price action that's above the red line. And so far, we measured out the lowest was about 42 days. And the highest was about 175 days. Now, keeping those two numbers in mind, what I do with the current price action is just kind of put a descending line right around here. And then I measure how much time has the price been going down from the most recent high here on this, if you're looking at the screen there, on this weekly candle at about September 2025. So if we measure on from that top of that candle over onto the current day's price action, we got about 56 days. So if the lowest was about 42-ish days, we've already crossed that threshold. And then we extended on over to about 175 days. That will lead it on over to March 2026. Now, by no means am I saying that it would take that long for the market to turn around. However, what I am saying is I do think that the buyers will be in a much better position when/if the market crosses above that descending line that I just put on the chart. So at some point, it must extend beyond this line, guys. I don't think that Dogecoin is just going to keep going down forever. I mean, at some point, whether it takes a little bit longer than the date that I just explored, that's fine. But I do think eventually, once the price action exceeds that descending line, then and only then, I think that the price action will have an opportunity to move sideways and then to the upside. Okay. So that was the time frame that I wanted to go over. So last but not least is, I know in our last video post, I think we went over the 1980 level, which is right around here. Where is it? Right around here. So of course, if we zoom in here, you'll notice that that weekly candle, that previous weekly candle has already successfully closed below that line. That was our second entry. So again, we're down, that's fine. But the line in the sand, let's go ahead and go over that and close things out here, is, let's see, and let me just kind of give you some context, the reason why I'm exploring this level. So again, let's back out. Let's look at all the price action that is just above that red line, right? Because we can consider all the price action above the red line a breakout above the consolidation range. Okay, that may not make sense to some, but for those who follow us closely, know that we've been exploring this range in between the blue and the red line for years now, actually, for at least a few years. I don't remember how long. Hopefully we're leaving links, but this consolidation range, once we got that breakout, at that point, I was able to make a lot more sense of the price action. So that's why I'm only focusing on price above the red line. Okay, so with that being said, let's just kind of focus on just kind of put it within a range here. All right, cool, perfect. Now let's circle all of the higher lows that I was able to depict with precision in the chart here. So we're going to start over here. That's a higher low above the red line. Yes. Okay. And if we look over here around 2024 June-ish and beyond, that's another higher low. Yes. Perfect. All right. And then the third is we're going to be right around here, around March-ish and beyond 2023. That's a higher low. Okay. So right now the price action is still above that line and we're focusing on the close only. Okay, if we get wicks below this level, that's fine. Let me go ahead and give you guys the level, which is going to be, I think it's about 15 cents. Yes, so just around 15 cents. That is the line in the sand. If we're getting weekly candles closing below 15 cents, yeah, we got to get in here and do a quick emergency update and see what's going on with Dogecoin. Now, I know some may be saying, dude, you said 23.5, you're at 1980, now it's 15 cents. You're all over the place. Well, not necessarily, because remember, price action doesn't stay stagnant and doesn't go sideways or down or up forever, right? So the levels stay the same. However, the line in the sand, according to the current price, does change according to when the levels are broken, or when they're broken, if that makes sense. So essentially there's levels to it. 22 cents, which is still on the chart, which is still significant in my book. If the price action is above there, things are looking really good. That one short-term level that we gave you guys, I think on the last video post, was simply based on the recent higher low, which is, please look at the screen, which is right around here. You know, we just kind of took the short-term levels just to get an understanding or have some sort of comfort, right? To have people understand that that large wick down in the market didn't mean it was like doomsday. So I was just kind of using this as an example to get everyone just kind of on the same page. Things are still looking good. We're looking for the close and the close only, which again, we'll close this out and let everyone know that the current level, which has changed in terms of the price moving lower, and we're understanding whether or not this will be another higher low, it's 15 cents for the weekly candles. That's it. Really simple. So to summarize the entire video, we're looking for weekly candles to close above 15 cents, approximately. Can you go a little bit lower? That's fine. Just make sure the weekly candles are closing above 15 cents. yeah, and that's pretty much it. That's the entire video, guys. So we're looking until at least March 2026 at the worst case scenario. But again, if the weekly candles are closing above that 15-cent level, I know I keep saying it, just want to beat it and make sure we're all on the same page. Things are still looking good, guys, at least in my book. Let me know what you think down in the comment section. What are you seeing? You seeing Dogecoin going down forever? You're seeing Dogecoin going to $1 within the next year and a half? Let me know that information down in the comment section. So thanks for sticking around until the end. So if you guys can do me a huge favor before you go, by that's the end of the video, guys. Simply leaving an appropriate thumb, I'd appreciate it, on the video if you enjoyed the content. And leave a comment so that the YouTube algorithm can promote the video on the channel. Thank you for your continued ears and support. And if you guys are new, we also explore the traditional stocks from time to time. So you can kind of join us here on this interesting journey. And we'll send that out to you momentarily. Welcome in. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you all for your time. Remember to always have a strategy before you enter the market. Keep that positive energy flowing. We'll talk soon. And bye for now. Guys and gals. Love that awkward pause.